we are crazy for most people, right? Because we wake up every day and we choose to go to the gym and do hard stuff. We lift weights for a few hours, and then we go to the combat center, and we are like, now Derek is fascinated with leg locks, so we like twisting each other's knees and legs for a few hours, you know? Like, for most people, when they look at that, they go, these people are crazy. But we're building like a level of skill that most people don't have because they don't want to go through that.
You shouldn't feel good if you sit around doing nothing. Don't be surprised when your results are proportional to your output. If you didn't do anything, like, how do you think that the world would highly reward you for your lack of effort and initiative? If you don't have $1 million yet, you're living a much lesser life than what could be easily available to you with the right guidance. My head coach has freed up a few spots in his calendar to hold one-on-one strategy calls with the highest quality applicants. If you're doing well already and you're looking to accelerate your momentum and do even better, click the link in the description now and apply for your strategy session. More at the end of this video. Second week of Real Estate Riches. Brought the homie Claudia. Claudia is one of my most important coaches. Helps me with a lot of jiu-jitsu and MMA stuff, very technical. 3-time world champion, 7-time national champion of Brazil. And could beat up most of the dudes on this call for sure. Maybe all.
Maybe all, I think all.
Yeah, think so?
Yeah.
You know, another thing Claudia does, she's a real estate investor. She's done very well with her own real estate. We talk a lot about the stock market. Kind of all we talk about is we lift weights, we eat meat, and we make money. Talk about some jiu-jitsu, talk about some money. And I don't know, any bullet points you'd share of the, you know, for some people, this is their first course. Some people know you. Some people have been through the other courses. For some people, this is their first course and it's only week 2. In week 1, I just have to be grumpy with them and tell them, don't make me sue you into poverty, and don't do stupid shit to get kicked off the course, and remember to do your homework so you're not a piece of shit. But in week 2, we get to be a little bit nicer and talk about productivity and good stuff. What good stuff have you learned the past couple of years going through this course or other courses that might be useful or inspiring to somebody that's early here and doesn't know if they're committed to a life of prosperity, or maybe poverty is the path for them. Maybe mediocrity is okay.
I think, you know, anything good in life, it's hard. You know, if it was easy, everybody would do, as cliche as it is, you know. And I started investing in real estate, like was the first thing I put my money in was real estate, because what's the percentage? 90% of millionaires created their wealth through real estate, right? And I bought my first home in Brazil and in Rio de Janeiro, and I flew to the US to train here, and I Airbnb'd my house in Rio while I was here. And then I bought a house in Vegas, and I started going to New Jersey to train, and I was Airbnb in my house in Rio, and then the one in Vegas. And I started making money with that, you know, and I didn't have a lot of information about real estate investments or investments overall, but I wanted to invest my money, you know. But I started making money with Airbnb, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy more properties with my finding money, just so, you know, I can have that passive income, you know. And it was great for me. I got to the point where I had 9 houses and renting, making good money. I was making like really good money in Vegas with my Airbnb properties, you know. And then Vegas now has the Airbnb restrictions, and I started selling stuff. Just sold a house last week and made money from selling that house. So I not only made money renting the house for 3 years, I also made money when I sold the house, because the house appreciated for the last 3 years, you know. So when I met Derek 2 years ago, I had 7 properties. I had 7, and I bought a couple more. Bought one in Orlando, another one in Vegas, and then now I'm kind of like selling stuff because I am fascinated with the stock market, just fascinated. Like I'm up 70% in the last year and a half, and I'm starting to sell real estate that I made really good money with to invest in the stock market because I don't want to deal with the stress of having tenants and all, like Airbnb. It's not really passive income. You actually have to work a lot, and but it's fun. It's fun. I had fun doing it. I still do. I still have properties that are on Airbnb, and I have fun doing it. It's just better and less stressful to be in the stock market. But it's a great start. And when I met Derek 2 years ago, I went through his courses, and like the information, I was paying my accountant to do stuff for me, or I was always like trying to pay for information to be able to grow my portfolio and to grow my real estate business. All that information was there. So I kind of like actually invested my money in real estate without even knowing 100% of what I was doing, but I was trying to do, and I'm not even from this country. So I had to understand how economy works here, how the financial system work here, and just going through Real Estate Riches gave me a broader idea of what I was doing and how to grow my business even more. And then even selling the properties, now I understand the negotiation, like how to do it, how I can get more money for my properties and stuff, and I just got so much more information going through Real Estate Riches, and now I don't have to, call my accountant or call my lawyer to get information, because that information is there. And I started saying this, right? Anything good in life is hard. Real Estate Riches, it's hard. Like you're gonna be tired of hearing Derek's voice. You're gonna be tired of trying to absorb all the information, but everything you need, it's in there. Like if you focus on the course and do the homework, you're gonna have knowledge to invest in your future, and you're not gonna need to go look for resources anywhere else. Like this is coming from a person that in one point had 9 properties, and I have 7 now, and I learned so much going through Real Estate Riches, So put your mind in there, do the homework. When you feel like you shouldn't, when you feel like you don't want to do more, or you're tired of everything you're doing, like just push it. Just like we were just in the gym now, we're tired. Like Derek, this is his day number 6 of lifting weights. Like I'm a little sick. I've been flying for over a month now. I'm on the road flying everywhere. Just got back from Brazil, and I'm tired. And I didn't feel like going to the gym today, but we still got everything done. We went to the gym and we were like, okay, just get it done. Sometimes it's gonna feel like that. Sometimes it's gonna feel like, you don't want to be there, but what's the outcome? Like what's gonna happen if you actually do the things you need to do to be successful? So go through the course, do the homework, focus on it, because all the information you need is in there.
I didn't feel like going to the gym today. This 6 days in a row of lifting weights. So every day, 6 days. I had this crazy personal trainer guy for the first 3 days. Working out with him is very intense. So yeah, I didn't feel like going to the gym today. But then I thought about it for just a second. I thought, oh shit, you know what? I also don't feel like being a weak bitch. So that just made it easier though. Just go lift the weights then. Just go do the thing that you were planning to do. And I didn't really feel like spending like 4,000 hours to create these 3 courses. I didn't really feel like it. It was inconvenient. It was inconvenient to spend those 4,000 hours to create these 3 courses for you. But it also helped change, thousands of people's lives, and I was well compensated for it as well, as I should be. So, that was probably a good thing. I didn't really feel like spending those 9 years in universities. And today I wouldn't even recommend that you do, because you can't get the same education that I did when I went, because university is not what it used to be. But yeah, I'm happy that I did that too. Happy that I did. I didn't really feel like getting choked those few thousand times I got choked recently. You know, but I don't know, sometime next year I'll have my black belt, I think, end of next year, second half sometime. So, yeah, I didn't feel like that either. Did you feel like getting choked all those times and getting smacked around when you were like a teenage girl working through the belt system?
No, I did not. And I started very young, right? And this is like, it's sometimes, you know, like it's good to understand that it's not even about the training itself, but it's about the person you become going through those hard sessions, getting choked out, getting your arm twisted. Like, it's not about even that itself, even though you were building a skill, but it's about the leader you were building, putting yourself through that stuff, through the hard things every single day. Like, we are crazy for most people, right? Because we wake up every day and we choose to go to the gym and do hard stuff, and we lift weights for a few hours, and then we go to the combat center and we were like, now Derek is fascinated with leg locks, so we like twisting each other's knees and legs for a few hours, you know. Like, for most people, when they look at that, they go, these people are crazy. But we're building like a level of skill that most people don't have, because they don't want to go through that, right? And we also, you know, building leaders, like we're building ourselves and our confidence, right? I always talk about that too, right? Like, if you want to feel good about yourself, which most people want to feel good about themselves, but they don't want to do the work. So if you want to feel good about yourself, if you want to be confident, you have to do things that are worthy feeling good about, right? If you don't do anything, if you sit on the couch all day and procrastinate, how are you going to feel good about yourself?
You don't deserve to. You shouldn't feel good if you sit around doing nothing. And you know, the Ronda Rousey talked about this back in the day. She had this saying, she said, well, I'm not a do nothing bitch. And that was her words that she said about, you know, other women who sat around and didn't do much. You know, so, oh, she's a do nothing bitch. Yeah, if you want to be a do nothing bitch, then, you know, don't be surprised when your results are proportional to your output. If you didn't do anything, like, how do you think that the world would highly reward you for your lack of effort and initiative? So if you're okay at being mediocre, you don't have to do too much. You don't have to do too much to fit in. You could, you know, show up to an office for 40 hours a week, pretend to do something. Oh, but wait, you can't do that anymore, can you? Because they're laying off a lot of those people. A lot of those people are getting fired. I mean, hey, you could be like things get really bad, you could at least be like a Uber driver or delivery person or something. Oh, but hey, automation the AI thing is gonna take away those driving jobs too, ain't it?
Oh yeah, robo-taxis is a thing now, right?
And robo-taxi sounds great. Cause I mean, that sounds amazing, because, you know, it's a little annoying sometimes. You get in a vehicle with some human, maybe they smell funny. Maybe they got the temperature is not what I'd like it to be. They're playing some stupid music. I had a guy the other day, I'm in the Uber. You pay extra, you pay more than double for like the black car. So, and I put in there that I want it to be cold and quiet. So cold temperature and don't talk to me. And the guy's playing music, and I asked him politely, nicely, I said, hey, would you mind turning that music off? He turns it down. I said, no, you're off. Would you mind turning it off, totally off? And he says, sir, you're making me uncomfortable. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna stop in like the next safe place and drop you off so you could request a different Uber. I was like, it made you uncomfortable that, you know, I paid for a black car, so I paid more than double what I'd have to pay for a regular Uber. And I selected the quiet feature, and I'm asking you to actually make it quiet in the vehicle that makes you feel uncomfortable. I just laughed at him. I was like, yeah, do whatever you want to do, man. And yeah, he took me to my destination, but I thought, like, man, that robo-taxi sounds dope. I don't have to deal with that stupid. I don't have to deal with his dumb ass.
You know, like somebody like that, it's so lazy that they don't even read the terms and agreements of like what becoming a Uber driver looks like, because that's in there. Like, you were supposed to, if you accept that you're gonna take the ride, you should at least read what the person is requesting, right?
He's getting paid extra.
Yeah, and it's his car, but it's your ride. You pay for it.
I'm paying double for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm paying double for it. So hey, in the future, you're not going to be able to have a bitch ass job, because a lot of them are just going to be automated away. You're not going to be able to be a truck driver. You're not going to be able to be an Uber driver. A lot of jobs in accounting and legal, unless you're a higher level decision maker, a lot of those jobs are going to be automated. A lot of things are going to be automated, and that's great news for most of us. But yeah, if you don't do the things well you can, and I think you have a very short period of time, really. If you don't do the things well you can, if you can't do your homework and figure out how to create some assets, how to educate yourself to better manage your resources and create more assets so your assets are paying you, it's going to be hard to get paid with your labor. So you're not going to be well paid for those jobs. You're going to get low wages to do hard work if you can get a job at all. In the tech industry, a ton of people have been laid off, and it probably, in most companies, you could probably fire at least a third of the people, and nothing bad would happen in the company. You think of how corporations are run, that we don't need to talk about any specific, but maybe an example would be, maybe a specific example would be the Elon Musk situation, where he takes over Twitter and fires like 80% of the staff, and everything runs just fine. And he says, well, it turns out that when people asked him about it, he says, well, it turns out that if you're running a tech company and not an activist organization, and you don't pay a bunch of people to be censors and blah, 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 then you really don't need that much staff. The code does what it's supposed to do, and you fix things once in a while. He fired 80% of the staff, and the place runs better. So that's going to happen more and more. Work from home is dead. People think, oh, work from home, I'm going to work remotely. No, you're not. You're going to get fired. You're going to get fired and replaced with either an algorithm or 3 Indians. They're going to hire 3 Indians and pay them less than they used to pay you. Or they're just going to have an algorithm that takes your job. So I think there's a vital moment right now in human history that it's going to be hard in a few years. I think in 5 years, I think it's going to be extremely hard to build that initial capital to be able to invest it. It's going to get harder and harder for some people, because as more things get automated, they're going to have wage compression in the job market. Wages are going to go down. And, people that are struggling are going to be struggling more.
You watch this video all the way through, and that tells me you're dedicated to learning more and earning far above average outcomes in your life. Congratulations for that. But now it's time to take action. If you could have earned those results by yourself, you would have done it already. My head coach has opened up a few spots on his high-demand calendar for an in-person, one-on-one strategy session to help you. On this call, we'll give you pragmatic advice that you can implement tonight to get laser-focused on the right metrics and leave mediocrity far behind in your past. Click that link right now in the description below and apply for your call immediately. Do it now.